In the summer of 2026, football will stage the biggest event in its entire history. 48 teams, 3 countries, 16 cities, 104 matches spread across thousands of miles, 3 time zones, and an entire continent. This isn't just another World Cup, it's a completely different beast, bigger, longer, and more unpredictable than anything the sport has ever attempted. So before a single ball is kicked, here's everything you actually need to know, told through history, numbers, and the stories the data is already whispering. Let's break it down. To understand how strange 2026 is going to be, you have to understand how we got here. The very first World Cup, in 1930, had just 13 teams. For decades it grew slowly, 16 teams then, in 1982, 24. In 1998 it jumped to 32. But 2026 is the biggest leap of all, 48 teams. That's 50% more nations than 2022. And history tells us exactly what that means. Every single time the World Cup has expanded, 2 things happened. More underdog nations got their shot, and more giants got humbled. Expansion is how we got Cameroon stunning Argentina in 1990, Senegal shocking France in 2002, and Morocco storming to the semi-finals in 2022. With 48 teams and a brand new knockout round, 2026 isn't just bigger. By design, it's the most upset-friendly World Cup ever created. So how does it actually work? The 48 teams are split into 12 groups of 4. The top 2 from every group advance, plus the 8 best third-place teams. That fills a knockout stage that has never existed before. The round of 32. From there, it's the bracket we know. Round of 16, quarter-finals, semis, and the final. The result? 104 matches, up from 64. A tournament that runs 39 days, from June 11th to July 19th, the longest World Cup in history. More teams, more games, and almost no margin for error. And it isn't happening in one country. For the first time ever, the World Cup is shared by 3: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. 16 host cities, from Vancouver in the north to Mexico City in the south, a span of nearly 3,000 miles. And there's history baked in. The opening match is at Mexico City's Estadio Azteca, the first stadium ever to host matches at 3 different World Cups, 1970, 1986, and now. The final, July 19th, at MetLife Stadium, outside New York City. Now here's the part most previews completely ignore, and it might decide the whole tournament. In a normal World Cup, teams stay in one country, often one region. In 2026, a side could play in humid sea-level Miami one week, then fly to Mexico City, 2,200 meters up, where the thin air makes the ball fly and the lungs burn. Add a brutal North American summer. Add the time zones, 3 hours from coast to coast. This is the math nobody's talking about: jet lag, altitude, and heat stacked on top of each other. Teams with shorter routes and deeper squads will carry a real measurable edge. In 2026, the schedule itself is an opponent. So who's actually built to win it? The pedigree is clear. Brazil lead every nation with 5 titles, then Germany and Italy on 4. Argentina, the defending champions, on 3. Argentina arrive as the team to beat, but with a giant question mark. This is, almost certainly, Lionel Messi's final World Cup, at 38 years old. France, the 2022 finalists, blend youth and power like no one else. England still chase a first title since 1966. Spain bring a fearless new wave around teenager Lamine Yamal. But remember the stat that matters most. In this expanded, exhausting format, it's usually the deepest squad, not just the best 11 that lifts the trophy. Everyone talks about the favorites, the data points somewhere else. Morocco are no longer a surprise. They reached the semi-finals in 2022, the first African nation ever to get there. They are a genuine threat. And in a 48-team field, the path cracks wide open for emerging sides, young, fearless teams who thrive when the giants are jet-lagged and exhausted. History is screaming the lesson. The bigger the World Cup, the bigger the shock. Someone you're not expecting will go further than anyone predicts. The only question is who. So here's the full picture. The biggest World Cup ever. A new format engineered for chaos. 3 countries, brutal travel, and a field deep enough that the trophy is genuinely up for grabs. The favourites have the pedigree, the dark horses have the format, and the schedule itself might be the deadliest opponent of all. From June 11th, football takes over the planet like never before. So tell me, who is your pick to lift the trophy in New York on July 19th? Drop it in the comments. If this got you ready for the tournament, hit subscribe. See you in the next one.